The last piece of 4.5 day 2 is to solve a trig equation, to solve a tangent or cotangent equation using your graphing calculator to approximate. So we are going to graph this one. Again, you'll see this is a familiar method to what we did yesterday, but the steps are the same. Graph each side of the equation in your graphing calculator and then find the intersection and the approximate solution. So we're going to do that same thing here. Let's take a look at it. So we've got tangent of x equals 0.3. I'm going to start by going into my y equals, and I've already entered those two things in there. We've got tangent in y1, 0.3 in the other one. I would like to remind you though that your mode must be radians in this case. The reason it must be radians, if you look at just the fine print, here is why it must be radians, because we're talking between 0 and 2 pi. That pi is the giveaway for that idea. So it's got to be in radians. We have those two in there, and we go to the graph. If you have a standard zoom window, it's pretty messy. So as I was mentioning to you yesterday, there is a nicer zoom window for our graph, and that is zoom trig. Go down to number 7, zoom trig. There are still those lines that don't really exist, those vertical asymptotes. The calculator is having trouble taking those out, so we'll just sort of deal with that. We will ignore the intersections there, but one thing I would like you to notice is that we've got a lot of branches here. Now, we've graphed both of them, and it says between 0 and 2 pi. The trick that I taught you yesterday is that if you really want to get these intersections in the right spots, you can go to Window and change your x min and x max. It goes from 0 to 2 pi, and it'll approximate it for us. So if we do that, we graph it again, and now we really only have the things that we're looking for. So you'll see that, and it appears now like it crosses in 2 spots. So we've got right there and we've got right there. Now if you wanted to see a little bit more separation, maybe not a bad idea would be to reduce the y on the graph. So maybe I'll go from -2 to +2, and maybe that'll give me a little bit more separation, be able to see it just a little bit better on this one. And it does. Now the intersections are pretty distinct. So I'm going to go to my calc menu, second trace, find an intersection. It looks like I'm close to this one, so I'll try this one first. So first curve, second curve, then get close to it for guess. And it looks like one of my intersections is approximately 3.43. So I'll write that one down. X is about 3.43. There are actually 2 solutions to this one. And then I got to go second trace again, intersect, and I'll go all the way over here this time. There we are. First curve, second curve, and then a guess. And it looks like we have about 0.29 as another solution. So like yesterday, we need to graph each side of the equation, put it on the calculator, maybe refine the window a little bit to make it a little more clear, and then let the calculator do the work finding the intersection points. And these are in radians. Keep that in mind, that if this is radians, then your answer will be in radians as well.